Well, from what you've seen already, you'll know there's loads of fun here at Windsor Safari Park. There's everything from wolves to whales, from tigers to toboggans, from buzzards to butterflies, and even burgers. And it's a great day out.
Terry, leave out all of that guff. Let's get straight on with all the animals. And the first thing you come to are the tigers and lions, and they're interested in cars.
This is what Windsor's all about. Free roaming animals that come really close. I hitched a ride through the lion enclosure in the feed truck. A real experience. There we are. Lions are unique amongst cats because they live in groups called prides. They're extended families, each with 2 or 3 males, though it's the females that do all the work. Come on, up we come. Up they come. Right, aren't they tremendous? There have been lions at Windsor Safari Park since early 1970, and now it's built up to a pride of some 31 lions in all, and the oldest of which is a lion called Lordy, and he's about 16 years old. Now, just about every day of the week, this feed wagon is used to feed them, and it's very important, you know, for one major reason, and that is to exercise them, which is what they're doing now. And they eat something in the region of about 15 pounds of meat every day. In the wild, it's the lionesses who do most of the hunting, and they were certainly very interested in the contents of the cage. Come on, there we are. Of course, one of the main attractions here at Windsor with the lions are the cubs. And there are 8 cubs in all here at the moment, ranging in ages from 2 months old to 6 months old. And sometimes they do have just a little bit of a job getting hold of food. But at the end of the day, they actually get their fair share. And from the smallest cats in the park to the biggest, an 8-foot Bengal tiger. The meat cage brings their daily diet too. Between them, they'll get through 4 tons of meat a year. Tigers, the most powerful of all the cats. Windsor Safari Park have 7 tigers in all, 7 Bengal tigers, 3 males and 4 females. Now the oldest one is called Lancer, and he's about 10 years old. They live in captivity to some 25-30 years, and they are, in my mind, incredible, aren't you? If we're lucky, we'll get one up on the roof in a minute. Come on, up you come. They're very, very agile. Come on. Oh, very powerful. Yeah, there we are. Hello. Hey. What a lovely sound. You want some as well, do you? Yeah. There. Those paws really are absolutely incredible. Look at them. Right, one last piece. There you go. Well, it's great fun seeing the tigers and the lions from the car, but fortunately Windsor have got lots of open spaces and lots more animals to see.
This is Margaret, a female American bald eagle and part of the park's bird of prey show. She's 7 years old, with a 6-foot wingspan and a powerful hooked beak. Bald eagles are only found in North America. They live mainly on fish, taking whole salmon with ease in these powerful talons.
This is a barn owl.
The show also has some more delicate stars, like Dusk the barn owl.
Come on. There's a good girl.
The idea is to get the birds as close as possible, and expert training makes for spectacular flying.
Common buzzard. And at the moment, the common buzzard is precisely that. It's a relatively common bird of prey, particularly in the West Country, the Lake District.
But a buzzard isn't a patch on another of the stars, one of my favourite birds of prey. This is Perry, and she's a peregrine falcon. Now, it's a British bird, and up until a little while ago, peregrines were quite rare in this country, but they made a really good comeback, so you can actually see them hunting around the coast. Now, they feed by stooping down very fast on their prey. There are lots of legends that say they can do 200, 250 miles an hour, but I think they may be able to do about 120 miles an hour. They get up above things like pigeons and then close their wings into like an arrowhead shape and plunge down onto them, knocking them to the ground and then feeding on them. And falconers take them out to hunt things like rooks and grouse and that kind of thing.
You know, ever since I was a boy, elephants have been one of my favourite animals. And here at Windsor Safari Park, there are 4 beautiful African elephants. Now, they range in ages from 3.5 years old up to about 12, and that's the biggest one over there.
Just look at these huge flaps they've got on the side of their head here. And they use those for losing heat because it's very hot out on the plain where they live.
Now, although elephants are big, they're certainly not clumsy. The trunk is incredibly sensitive and able to pick off single leaves. They'll eat all day long, fruit, hay and fresh leaves. But even so, it will be 10 years before the 3-year-old babies are the size of Maasai.
I must say it's a bit daunting being under such a heavy, great animal too.
How are you doing?
They're fantastic, aren't they?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Chris, they also use this lovely great big trunk for sucking up gallons and gallons of water.
I bet they do.
And not only do they use that for drinking, but they also use it for spraying over their bodies to keep their bodies cool and also to keep the skin from absolutely drying out, you know?
They've got a really coarse skin, haven't they? It's sort of mealy to the touch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sandy and dry.
Yeah.
Pretty
But
tough.
it's an ideal way to have a bath, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your own shower.
Right, come on then. This is the last apple.
Last apple. Oops.
Hey.
Mine those tusks. And they grow very big, don't they? You know something, Chris? There are some animals here at Windsor that are actually taller than Maasai.
The giraffes, I suppose, Terry.
You've got it.
The giraffes. Shall I go and take a look?
I think so.
OK.
See you later.
Bye-bye, Maasai. Over 16 feet tall, giraffes are head and shoulders above the rest of the park. But before I'd even got the step ladders out for a closer look, something else caught my eye. Now, giraffes are pretty amazing animals, but here's something that's a lot more fun. I've been really looking forward to this. This is a new toboggan ride. There's the brake on here, pull this back to stop, push it forward to go. So let's see how good this is. Wow, this toboggan ride's really good. Not for just the kids, but for the adults as well. Windsor's own Cresta Run.
Now, Windsor's butterfly house isn't just an ordinary butterfly house. It's a whole tropical world, and it's absolutely teeming with wildlife. There are birds, for example, African white-eyes, quail, and of course the most wonderful flowers. It's as near to a tropical world as you could possibly get. It's got all the right ingredients. It's humid, it's very hot, and it's got lots and lots of foliage around, and it's just right for the animals.
Flowers like these provide the food source for one of the most amazing animals in this tropical world. It's a bird called a hummingbird, and it's so thirsty for energy that it feeds on a neat solution of sugar which it finds in the form of nectar in these flowers, and it may visit them 300 times a day. To make life easier, some will take sugar solution from artificial feeders. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, you know, in my opinion, the two star attractions of Windsor's tropical world are these guys, American alligators. And this one down here, the male, is about 15 feet in length. The other one, the female, who's trying to get some fish. There's about 10 feet in there. Come on. Now, these two haven't actually eaten for about 2 weeks. Alligators don't need to eat that much because they don't burn up that much energy. They just lie in wait for their prey most of the time. Now, their diet consists of rabbits, chickens, and in particular, herrings, which is one of their favourites.
Butterflies are much more delicate, drinking nectar from the flower heads and flying amongst the visitors. And because these are tropical, they're not just brightly coloured, they are big as well. This is a female giant atlas moth, all the way from Malaysia. Isn't she fantastic?
Yeah.
Super.
Well, you know, tropical world's fantastic, but there's loads of other things for kids at Windsor, isn't there?
Yeah.
The Noah's Ark Adventure Playground is always very busy, or you can have a ball in the Rainbow Play Centre.
The parrots join in the fun too. There are regular shows throughout the day. Always with a packed audience.
And it's not all pure entertainment. The park's own Natural History Museum brings animals and kids together.
And fills in the background on the animals in the park. You can get closer to the bears, even check out their tooth pattern. Or see how their shape differs from yours.
There's the normally hidden life of the seashore, sea anemones, urchins and lobsters. And the chance to study the animals.
But it's really big, isn't it? Yeah. I like the horns. It's very funny, isn't it? Yeah, sort of.
And when it's lunchtime, there are plenty of places to eat and drink. In the children's zoo, you may find you've got company.
But you wish you could drink this.
These two lion cubs are just 6 weeks old, abandoned by their mother and being hand-reared. Unfortunately, not everyone's paying attention.
Christine's getting on yet. They're 4 weeks old. Both boys. And they've got lots of spots so that they can hide in the wild. They don't need them so much in captivity though. Tigers have got stripes from birth and lions have got spots and they go as they grow old.
Although they're cuddly now, they'll soon be too big to handle. They'll be weaned onto meat in a few weeks, and in 6 months they'll be big enough to join the pride.
In the wild, if she lost her cubs, which is a very high mortality rate, maybe 2 cubs out of 10 will survive, then she would regard them as somebody else's cubs and therefore a threat. So they have to wait until they're big enough to stand their ground with others of their own size. What we do, we house them next to the lions when they come in at night. And also in the day, there's a compound that we put them in during the day. So they can see one another, they can smell one another, hear everything else. And we can also sort of move them around so that they can smell each other's middens and things.
From lions to sea lions in the SeaWorld arena.
Welcome to Windsor Safari Park and the SeaWorld show. There's Harriet, a very polite young lady. Then there's Tom. That's the macho male on the far side, adorable Dixie. So let's have a nice warm welcome to Tom, Dick, Harry and their trainer David.
And they're not just a favourite with the humans, even the animals enjoy their antics.
What is going on? Well, apparently Dixie's asked David for a dance. Now, not only does Dixie get along well with David, but also the other animals here at SeaWorld. I have just promised everybody here a tune on that trumpet. Now what are we going to do? Oh, okay, well apparently Tom thinks he can play. Take a deep breath. But not before you all wave to them. So come on, everybody wave to the sea lions. I know that you look silly, but they love it.
The sea lions are pretty clever, but the next animals in the pool are probably the brainiest in the world. Dolphins.
You know, I've been really looking forward to this show all day.
So have I. You know, it's the best one in the country. They've got 7 dolphins.
Yeah.
One of them's 25 years old, Smarty, the old boy.
That's Smarty, isn't it? And also they've got here 2 young dolphins. One, I think it's Neptune is 3 years old and Juno's 4 years old. And just look at them go.
Look at this, look, all 5 of them at once. It's fantastic, isn't it?
It's actually the only show in Britain that has 5 dolphins in it.
Is that right?
Yeah, incredible. And look at the handshake with David there.
SeaWorld is the biggest dolphinarium in the country. That means the animals live in groups, just like they do in the wild. And 1,500 people can watch them at play. Everyone has a lot of fun.
That's Winnie coming in now, isn't it?
Oh,
yeah.
Look at what a fantastic animal.
Winnie is a female killer whale, the only one in the country.
This is where she puts to good use her 2 tons in weight.
She's 16 feet long and weighs about 2 tons. Her perfect streamlining and huge muscles make her very fast through the water, and even capable of leaving it for dry land, something that killer whales do in the wild. She's given fish rewards as well as her normal feed. A total of 350 fish a day. It's all high-protein fitness food.
though. What a fantastic animal.
Yes.
My favourite animal in the whole park.
Yeah, she's incredible. You know, most of the people that come to Windsor Safari Park come to actually see this SeaWorld show, you know.
Who can blame them?
It's a tremendous show.
It's hard to believe that Winnie is just as dangerous as a lion or a tiger, but her intelligence and her relationship with the trainer makes the whole thing fun. Well, for most people at least.
But it's amazing that in captivity here, she doesn't attempt to attack the dolphins or the sea lions.
Look at the way she gets on with the guy. I mean, they're just great buddies, aren't they?
Yeah. Wonderful relationship. And the trust between Winnie and her trainer leads to some spectacular behaviour. What a fantastic day.
I know, I'm absolutely whacked. It was great fun, wasn't it?
You've seen lions, tigers, dolphins, giraffes.
The giraffes. I didn't see the giraffes, Terry.
Why not?
Well, I had to go on the toboggan. It was really brilliant. It was great fun. You should have had a go.
Well, there's alligators, bears, baboons.
The chimps. We clean forgot the chimps.
You know, there's so much to see at Windsor Safari Park. You've really got to come back and see the rest. Hey, what about that toboggan?
All right, don't keep on about the toboggan. You can have a go on the toboggan some other time.